It was never my intention to describe the experience of playing Metal Gear Survive as hostile. Yet here we are. I was actually hoping the most insulting thing about this game would be the fact that it exists, because of the whole Kojima drama, and the fact that a team of, let's be honest, pretty talented and hardworking people had to make this game. The finished product has polish and actual design and direction. That direction is terrible and bland, and it's a waste of all the talent that's being used to make it. But that's Konami for you. At first, I was disgusted by the game for starting you off with melee weapons only, and forcing you to do these tower defense missions without the ability to make towers. Since resources are everything in this game, and you start off with none, so you have to acquire them mid-mission, and then build things. And I wasn't able to complete the first mission until I went online, and I was able to team up with some people who also had resources, so we were able to work together to build things. Such as the chain link fence, which is a necessity, but you have to get the materials for it, and you only have so many minutes to figure out how all of this game's intricate systems in order to build them. Then you'd be able to stand a chance. But again, actually playing the game and fighting the zombies is kind of a gross experience, since to use melee weapons you have to aim down the sight, like in Resident Evil 4, to use melee weapons. Whoever came up with this idea played Revengeance, but then didn't realize that Raiden also just had regular attack buttons. Or maybe it's because the system that was already put in place from Metal Gear Solid 5, which this game is literally just another version of, didn't allow for a more complex melee style. It's almost as if they should have made something new and original. But I digress. In fact, I probably should censor all the melee combat because it's just so gross to look at. Especially the spear, which has terrible depth perception. Once you get your hands on some guns though, then it feels much better, because the gunplay in 5 was great. And since enemies have numbers now, for some reason, it then becomes kind of like Resident Evil Mercenaries. Except you're better off playing that game. Because ammo, like everything else in this game, is limited in the dumbest way. Everything is artificially limited to you. Not to create a challenge like in BioShock or Last of Us, but to perpetuate the constant grind for more items. Which is something that a free-to-play mobile game would do. Or a terrible game, because that just wants your money. Because they've basically built a system that rewards people for completing the game without using any other stuff, because they'll get more stuff. And it's all randomized, as far as I can tell. Because when you clear a match, you get all these items that you can use to craft stuff, which you can use in mission, and you won't get back, by the way. If you put down a fence, you're not getting that fence back. It's really stupid, especially when all your defenses get destroyed at the end of a round. It's like Konami saying, up, you're out of those resources, guess you have to get more. And I can't help but feel like they're going to put them in some kind of loot box. I swear, it just feels like something they do. So, the combat's bad, because guns suck, because crafting ammo is annoying, especially after you have to equip it using the terrible inventory system. And melee weapons suck because the mechanics suck in terms of melee weapons. So all combat is bad, which makes sense because Metal Gear is not about combat. It's about sneaking around. And what's sneaking around like? It's fine. I will admit stealth attacks are satisfying, especially when someone else is fighting with one of the enemies and then you get to finish them off. And it's like, yeah, thanks, bro. But it's hard to know how good the stealth mission is when you're doing a tower defense mission where you have to kill things. So I don't know what the hell. They're forcing tons and tons of combat into a game that's not built for combat. And then they make that combat super resource intensive to encourage people to play the game more and more to get more resources so that they can play missions where they use resources, and it becomes this endless loop of grinding. Will I buy this game at launch? No. Will I buy this game ever? Probably also no. Just pick up a Resident Evil that has Mercenaries mode and you'll probably get a similar experience.